buttons there?
Oh, I was just, like the soundboard guy that used to be out in the audience, have that big old soundboard. It looks all intimidating. You don't know what any of that stuff does. He goes up there and does a few things, and he looks all important and everything. I was just always intimidated by the big old soundboard with all the knobs and dials and everything.
I've got a small soundboard, but I can't get it. I don't have enough cameras to get it on camera. Need more cameras.
More cameras. More cameras. How'd it go, Trace?
That would be a nice, how do I say, professional presentation. All right, we should show up on the streams. 1 minute live.
Fun with flags.
So on March 8th, Woo Ota followed us.
I'm feeding the dogs. Don't do it twice. Are you so hungry? So hungry. Are you so hungry?
Audio check.
Hey Lance, can you see my audio working?
Yes, I do. And I'm checking our stream. It's always hard to check the stream at the initial start. It hasn't quite. I don't know. Got me there, I suppose. Wow, what a hassle. Oh, well, you're a punk. You don't happen to have our stream visible up there on a...
All right, Diddle.
I do. It's right here on my thing, and it's saying, let me refresh it.
Can you do a quick
It is
listen to
saying-
see if you hear us talking?
Oh.
Okay.
I see that it's live, but it's not like, how do I say?
Click here to reload player, and it says live.
Okay.
And I don't hear anything, but sometimes I get the sound to turn off. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not hearing anything yet.
That's weird. All right, I see the stream. I see recording. I'm not yet getting action through my app. All right, I'm going to go online then with a browser.
Well, at least it gives you a nice error message. 1000, easy to remember.
Episode 20. I see it up there. It says we're 2 minutes in, and
Oh yeah, there's a counter moving too.
all right.
On
It's always
episode
weird listening to
20.
your own stream. I hear you talking about, then I realize, oh, that's at you now. That's the past. You're talking about the soundboard again. All right, so it's on. It's confirmed. All right, we're ready to go. Any last words before
No.
we get started? All right. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to TDD.Academy, folks.
Hello.
This is the show where you get to hang out with David Coots, solopreneur, trying to get the Benjamins. He's got app to make them. And I'm your host, Lance.
Got an
O'Kine,
iPhone.
Agile Coach Dude, programmer, etc. So you were waving your phone over there, David. What's going on?
Oh, I was just saying I've got a phone so I can, test my app. 'Cause I do a lot of what we call in the business experiments.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
so experimental.
I'm an experimental dude. I I don't call those things tests because there's a human involved, and humans are known to make mistakes.
Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna turn on my notification before I flip over to the code. Turn off my notifications, I should say, so we don't get bothered by the outside world too much. So yeah, you know, last show, which was like 14 days ago, we were doing some refactoring in your code. Why are we doing that?
We were trying to we're trying to break out a reference architecture. We had this high-powered consultant come in and tell us if we only broke it out and made it a reference architecture, we'd make a whole lot more money. Yes. So we did that. And so we were trying to break out all the deck cards and stuff in the kind of, I call business logic of a card deck into a library, and then have all the views and stuff of the app in a different space. And we were moving all that around, and oh my goodness, there were lots of compile errors along the way, but we were making progress. And then we ended the show trying to get Test Shuffle to work with the dictionary spy and, you know, stuff that cavemans don't understand. So commented that out and just kept moving, and I actually finished up the extraction of the library, created a library, fixed all the compile issues with creating a new library that then the old stuff was relying on, and it was just, I had some tangled up spaghetti code that got untangled. So now I have a library. Now it's running.
Wow.
And tests are running. And,
so we were
that separation.
So you got some information from a high-paid consultant about reference architecture, and then based on that information, you had to do some work. That's what I'm hearing.
It was work, yeah. You want to see what the here on the screen is that reference architecture that high-paid consultant gave me.
Wow, a certificate. I love that. So there's the I don't know if that was the high-paid consultant that gave you this piece of paper. That was probably not.
No, the high-paid consultant, Taylor Swift signed that one down there. That certificate. No, the high-paid consultant used his blue marker and made that
very expensive box.
Very expensive box, yeah. And so this is then what we ended up with here is I've got the Inspire Me app and a DeckPackLib, and then I'm building the Toolbox, which is a different app for a different set of people. So
this dotted line means Toolbox is built off of something called a DeckPackLib or lib.
Yep.
By the way, one of the, I don't know, a lot of us developers, we kind of make up our own language, but you never go to the library, do you, David? Or did you go to the library?
I do go to the library. I don't know why that is.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there, though.
The library?
Yeah.
I like the librarians.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's worked out pretty well for me.
So if the audience, if you want to learn more about what happened with that picture and the reference architecture, that would be this is episode 20, so that'd be 18 and 19 is where we started breaking out the dependencies.
I think it might go back to 17.
Well, what happened in 17? I don't know that far.
I don't know, but if we were to go look, I think there's a whole history of breaking up dependencies.
Oh, spiff.
Yeah.
So you've got a package now, is my understanding, for your DeckPackLib or library.
Yeah. Library. Yeah. So then in Xcode, you end up wanting to have two different schemas.
Oh, check that
And
out.
I don't,
Look at that. Yes, you've got like the government building for DeckPack Library for whatever reason. And then you
because
got
it's a
toolboxes.
library. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
And
library. Okay.
yeah,
It looks like a
that
Capitol building to me.
it does. It looks way more official than a library.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we could call that Congress. Um, and and then I had to move all the tests over there, and of course keep them running. So all that works, and then I have the code for just the toolbox, and basically it's all the view structures and stuff, and very few tests because they have to be like UI test, and that's hard to do. UI test, we've
Right.
decided. Yeah,
Unless Alexi Navarro, has anything to say
Alexi
about it.
could save our bacon with that.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the man.
We just need to get some funding so that then he can do that full time, and boom, we'd be out the gates and writing
Yeah,
tests for
if
them.
we only had an angel investor.
Right. So, hey, let's take a look at what's still in the DeckPack library. Can we see that a moment?
Yeah,
So
you
if we
mean
go down
the
there-
test?
Well, I just want to see what code. Like, is there a visual?
Oh, the
is there a
code.
visual for like a little bit of what moved?
Yeah. So, yeah, here's the test in the source.
Oh yeah, check this
And
out,
the
folks.
tester
You see the
here.
little package up here because DeckPackLib is in a package.
Yeah, it's the package. And then we've got a package file, and it comes with its own README file. I haven't put anything in there yet.
Description of this package. All right.
Yeah, and then we've got basically just the card. The cards, which is a collection of cards. That's a little different. And then deck, which has really all the business logic in it that is, how to go from one card to the next and previous, and doing things like getting random cards or shuffling and stuff like that. So last time we were trying to write the test for shuffle, and we're getting hung up, kind of just shelve that. We have to do a little bit more research on dictionaries and that sort of thing. And then it's also got in it the code for user settings, where Apple allows you to just kind of take a chunk of memory and use it for settings. You can't put a whole lot of data in there, but you typically do application settings and user settings. And then there's code for IAP, stands for in-app purchase. So the in-app purchase service is in here, and that's the thing that talks to the App Store and negotiates purchasing new in-app purchases.
Cool.
And most of that code is just kind of shell for right now, because this is the new app, and I haven't even thought about how to package it up for sale and that sort of thing. So that's all that's in the DeckPackLib.
What's DeckPackLib.swift? Is that
DeckPackLib, where is that?
it's one above where you're at.
That's kind of the hello world that came when I made the DeckPackLib. It gave me a
familiar.
hello world. And so I didn't get rid of it, and I decided to customize the string just for the heck of it. So it's just a hello world. It should probably be taken out. They give you that. The interesting part, which if you're a geeky guy like you, Lance, it's probably this thing, is the package.swift file
Yeah.
is the declaration of your library. And here I'm saying, this took me forever to figure out this line, platforms for iOS 13 and above. So at first it was trying to compile for like iOS 8, and And all my other code is not iOS 8 compatible, so it was
Oh.
having all kinds of problems, and I couldn't figure out how to say, don't do that, do the right thing. And it was this platforms, which is different than the way you do it in the app itself. You don't have a package.swift for your app. You have a projects file,
Got it.
which is up here. And
So yeah.
go ahead.
Why don't you show us now so that's the package, and then this is in, and then Inspire Me is also, this project
well, that's
called
got
Inspire Me.
Yeah, that's got the bad name. At some point, it reverted because I swear it wasn't that way like a month ago.
Okay.
So I haven't gone and fixed that, but
okay. So
that
that's
should be
Toolbox.
fixed. Yeah.
And
So in Toolbox, then you need to then tell Toolbox to use, or your app, to use your DeckPack library in various places. You have to tell it to link with those libraries. So this is statically linked, not dynamically linked. Had to go put that in a couple of places. I think I actually put it in the Toolbox here, and that caused a whole nother set of problems because now it was trying to have two of them. And so they don't belong here. It took me a while to figure that one out. So yeah, a lot of learning going into making a library and putting your code into a library. So I'd love to teach you how to do this or walk you through it, but oh my gosh, I don't know that I could go back in time and do that. It's a lot of stuff.
Well, never fear, folks. I have an idea. We could do another quick Hello World kata on making a package and making an iOS app that depends on it. And actually, when we're done, David, I would love to go back and compare its Xcode project file to see if it links the targets the same way you did.
There's different ways to link targets, huh?
I don't know. Let's just see what happens. So I'll we can make another working example, or I'll make another working example over on my side, and then we can maybe compare and
contrast,
some of these details. Because I do recall the static linking, for example, that you brought up, but I'm a little bit fuzzy on whether that was necessary or not in what I'm about to show you.
Okay.
So folks, this is for you, man. If you want to learn how to make packages so you can create a library of helpful things for all of your other iOS apps, and then your apps can depend on that package. You can reuse your code. This is how to do it. I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to flip off of David's screen into make a new screen. So we'll start from scratch. Close some winders here. And here we are. All right, so we'll start a new Xcode project. File, new. All right, folks, watch for it. New, check that out. Swift package. Oh, David, you can't see this unless I do something
I can't see it, yeah.
spiffy. I remember there's a way to do this, and I'm trying to remember how. Oh, maybe if I share with Zoom. Here, let me turn that on before I do anything, folks. Oh,
Okay.
David can tell me what I'm doing wrong.
I'll stop sharing on Zoom.
Yeah, this should work. Okay, sharing my desktop.
Looks good.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let's go back to this. So in Xcode, can you see, David?
Mm-hmm.
And I better shift it over so the audience can see. There we go. All right, so there we are. File. You know what, David? I lost you on camera when I did this. So how about we live with that for a while? And
we can live with that.
And then maybe at the end we'll bring you back on camera. So new Swift package. So we're going to make a new package right now, brand spanking new. All right. And What should we call our package, David?
Oh, you're asking me what I call my package?
Well, I know that's a little personal, but
It does sound a little personal. Let's call this player 1. No, that's not a good name. Let's call this package 2.
package 2. All right. So we're going to have a package named package 2. All right. We're going to have a package of package 2. All right. So package 2 is, and we're going to put it in our documents. I'm just going to we're going to let it create the Git repository. And later we'll refer to that Git repository. So now, what you see here, go ahead and maximize this. You see this little package up here right off the bat. You have the README, which looks amazingly like David's, but just a little different. And we have
the package file, which has some differences.
We're not like mentioning anything about our minimum platform and all that. Okay.
Okay.
This is just what Xcode did for me.
Yeah.
I'll go to sources,
and then your sources.
And it gave me this little like hello world from package 2 structure. Now, David, because this is TDD.Academy and we're never satisfied with our current set of features, I'd like to add a class to this so we can get that data out of that structure. Because, folks, I don't know if you realize this, but now since we're going to use this package as a library for other Xcode projects, we need to actually pay attention about what we make public. So we can leave this structure as private. We could change it to public, but that would ruin the fun of adding a unit test here. So let's just add a unit test, Xcode 2, and then we're going to make David do some design work for us while we're doing this. All right, we're going to make a Swift file. Boom, here we are.
Or you can make a test.
Oh, there's actually a new test?
You could make a test if you're down in test.
Well, that's what I didn't know there was a specific one for that. Let's try
that
that again.
New file. Type in test in the filter up there.
That one there? Unit test?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that there ought to be something like that. Oh, wait. Why is it showing it as an M?
Oh, wait. That was the wrong one. You, delete that one. Sorry, I must have told you the wrong one.
Oh,
but,
no, it was just there and I clicked on it.
New file. Type
Filter.
test in the filter there. Why did that get you?
That's that same.
Yeah.
Okay, but choose a template for your new file. I'm on iOS.
Yeah, okay.
And it has this weird
.m as if this, I think that's a Objective-C name.
Because this is
How
not
did you...
Swift code here.
Yeah. I think that's Objective Swift.
Oh my goodness, I don't want any of that. Anyways,
how did you do that?
I just followed the flow, man.
Okay, well, go back to a Swift file, and
so we're doing some TDD here. We need some design. So what are we going to name this class that gets our access to that structure?
Let me see. Package 2 is going to have inside it a folder. It's going to have a folder in it. Package will contain a folder, and that folder will have, I have no idea what you're doing.
Well, that's all right. So, hey, we have a structure. We're going to use that string in a so right now it says hello world. And
okay.
Right now, and we're going to add a class to get access to that string. Maybe it's just getting and that class will be used in our future app that we haven't built yet, a brand new iOS UI app. And it will use that class to get to that string. So what would you call something that passes along a string? Just any name will do.
Something that passes along a string. I don't know. George?
George. All right, George. We will have a George. And George, since that's the name of a class, we got to put test on the end so we know what's the difference between our tests and not tests. And we'll import XC test so we can get access to that. And George, this test is going to test something that's in package 2. So the name of the namespace is called package 2. So we got to go testable. package to.
You need
oh,
to
testable
import.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And package 2. Okay, and then we're going to declare our class George test. Now George is like a chatty.
And George test needs to extend or come from XC test case.
Thank you. I forgot that last time I did this too. Test case.
Yeah, you get all this for free if you have your environment set up not to use Objective-C.
What? People have stopped using Objective-C. How dare they? Okay.
Yes.
So let's do some.
Only the cool kids.
So what is the method on George that's gonna give us that string?
It's got to be greeting. George greeting.
All right. And all right. So now we're gonna new up a George. So let George.
I think that should be person, but
George.
okay.
And we're gonna do an XCT assert equal. So what's George gonna tell us?
George is going to tell us hello world. But yeah, okay.
Let's make it from George though. Let's personalize a little bit.
Oh, okay.
How about George says hello world? There we are. Okay. Because you. All right now.
Yeah, and since George is all very particular and everything, he puts a period at the end of his sentences.
Or an exclamation point? I don't know. Or a question mark? Depends on how George is feeling today. All right, so there we are. We have a test. Now, someday, this is for you folks over in Apple. I want to be able to click on this button here, and I want to say, create that class. That's what I want to have happen. Can't do it today. Please, we want to be able to do it someday.
Oh my goodness, that would be awesome.
We would be.
Create that class. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
That's called refactoring, right?
Yeah, or code generation built in, something like that. Code.
Oh, they do all kinds of code generation.
I know, but
Yeah.
clearly they don't do that much TDD over there at the Apple.
Ooh, don't. I'll have a call with Tim Cook later in the week, and
When you do lunch with him, bring that up. All right, so I'm going to add in George now. I know what it looks like I'm doing doesn't seem that hard now. I could type it in by myself, folks, but you know, we're trying to help people write more tests, and the easier we can make that, the better. All right, George. So class. Now, folks, I know you've seen David and we've been messing around without using public keywords in front of things because internal accessibility is perfectly fine because we only care about our one monolithic app. And then later, David said, oh, he's going to have his phone's ringing off the hook and he wants to reuse that library in other contexts. Well, that means he can no longer rely on one monolithic app. He has a package that's going to be used by other apps. So now we're defining the API that's accessible by other apps. So since George is our entry point, or is our public API, he's the ambassador of package 2. We got to put public in front of this. George, oops, come here, George. And we're going to add in what was the method called? Greeting?
Greeting.
Yes.
function greeting. Oh, you're going to make it public.
Yeah, because if we don't, we'll have problems.
Yeah, you need a func in there.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Your Javaness is showing through, buddy.
Gotta be a funky. All right, there we are. So now let's see if our...
Oh, and look where he puts his brackets.
I don't like that either. Oops, I got an extra parenthesis over there. All kinds of problems. There we are. Is that what you were hoping for? Is that what you were
Yeah,
hoping
that's
against?
much better. Yeah.
You never know. Let's see here. I'm going to run my tests maybe. Let's see what we have. Let's do,
It's got an error
with me.
because you're not returning a string. I think, oh, that's not going to work.
Really?
It's
I'm
not a
return
string. Neil is not string. How about, oh, how about that?
empty class. And build succeeded. Now let's see if our test runs. Okay, first of all, folks, when you build a test, you hope to see it here. Well, we see it here. We have an extra imposter. Oh,
That,
no,
well,
that's
that extra one down there, package 2 test, came for free when you.
We might get rid of that one. But
You
can
can
see
just
George.
delete the whole thing.
Did you notice that there's no method here? So that means we got a problem with our George test. George test has func greeting. Oh, we got to put test in front
Test
of it.
in
We're
it, yeah.
Old school Xcode. It's all right. All right, now we should be able to run these tests. We should see something here. Yeah, we do.
All right.
Usually what I forget is to inherit from XC test case, but in this case not. All right, that greeting failed.
Ooh.
I don't think we care about this, by the way. I'm going to take this out. All those are going to maintain more than I care to. Delete you. Moving it to the trash. Oh. Okay. So the test failed. If you recall, it was because
It's the string doesn't match the string we expected.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So now, let's wire this together. So the intent here, folks, this is a little bit of a stunt. It isn't necessary that we do it this way, but this is what I would like to do. We're going to demonstrate that some things are internal, such as this structure. There's no public on it, but yet we want to make an API to express it to the outside world. So George is going to use that structure in here called package to text. He's going to return that to the outside world. Now the test still won't pass because we have to like change its string. Okay. And it says, hey, what did it get so far? Let's see if I can get this on here. We got hello world instead of George says hello world, period. So we just need to go to our structure now. This thing's internal, never seen by any code outside. To George says period. And now let's see if that passes. Build succeeded. I'm gonna hide my video panel, it's in my way. Oh, it didn't work. All right, so the test now passes. All right?
All right. Yay.
So David, I think we're done with this this package. I think we should commit this code.
Wait a minute. What did you just do there, though? I'm confused. Where's the text and the greeting and somehow I got confused.
Text and the greeting.
So
okay.
We're calling greeting, but you put it in text.
Oops, up here. Up in George?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Return the text when you call the greeting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it now.
So it's getting it from this this struct. Now, would we normally need to do this? No. But what we're demonstrating is difference between public things and private things. So this struct is declared internal right now. There's no way for other people to get access to it because there's no public in front of it. But George is public. He's out there at the bar chit-chatting away with anybody who'll listen and giving him this greeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like that.
He's like that. All right. Well, hey, let's commit this and use it now in another project.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to my menu bar here, source code, commit. And here's our deltas, our differences. We got a couple adds.
Just all new files.
Got a modification. And we got a deletion. And so here we are.
You need a commit message.
First, let's see. Final, whatever. We'll call this final draft.
I like that.
Final draft.
Is that a writing technique you're using on us there?
Well, if we declare it, it makes it so, right? There can never be another version. This must be the most perfect version.
Yeah.
We don't even need source control for that, folks. We can just like save it to the file. Final draft of package to package. Hold go use this. All right, and we will commit. All right, so that's committed. Boom, done. Now we need a new project.
Oh, now you're going to write your app, huh?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're going to create a new project this time, not a package.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do an iOS app. And next. All right, product name.
Door ringer.
All right. TDD.Academy.DoorRinger. Interface, yada yada. Everything else is fine. Include test, sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next. And we'll store that in our documents. We'll create a Git repository. All right. Boom. All right. So because Apple, you know, they maybe didn't get the unit testing thing down, but they do a lot of other things nice. I can just hit play on this and see what the app does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just check it out, see what they gave us.
They probably gave you a Hello World app.
Yeah. Expect so. It's
It takes a while to
compiling,
run
launching,
the first time.
And boom.
Beautiful background.
Oh, thanks. And I'm still waiting.
It'll run. It'll run.
Yeah. Wow.
If this is the first time you've ever fired up an iPad Touch 7th generation 14.4, it takes a long time.
Is, by the way, iPad Touch the lightest weight simulator? Is that why people usually use it?
I have no idea.
Because I'm noticing a lot of, maybe because it's the default, but I was wondering, I asked somebody once, hey, I see iPod Touch come up. Are you actually supporting that? And they go, no, it's just... So it's kind of funny that whatever the default is, everybody I see is using iPod Touch 7th generation.
Oh, yeah, I don't use that.
I have a theory that maybe this is even a smart thing, because maybe if I used whatever the latest phone is, it might use up more
Max.
memory. I'll have to do some tests on this, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So anyways, you see Hello World, but I want to find out what George says.
Yeah.
And I'm going to close. Oops, don't need to close that. And that made it all angry at me.
I don't know why they
I
don't
probably
fix
did it the
that.
wrong way. I found ways not to trigger that, but
You have to go to the home screen and then close the app simulator.
All right, cool. So first of all, you know, I want to type something in here. I want to find out what George will say, but we need to create a dependency on our brand new spanking package.
Yeah.
Now, folks, this is a key point here. Go to File, scroll down to Swift Packages, and we're going to add a package dependency. Now, how I'm going to add my package dependency may be different than what you would do. So when I tap on this, what it says is it'll search or enter package repository URL. So I'm assuming this is really meant for more GitHub repositories, but
Yeah.
I didn't publish on GitHub. I have it locally committed. So I'm going to use my file URL to get to that repository on my local machine. So I don't need to use the internets on this. I could work with this on an airplane.
Okay.
The hardest part is typing the file URL. File
Yeah.
colon. Now, this always gets me. I always want to use backslashes, but you got to use forward slashes with this bad boy. And you're going to use 3 of them, right, folks?
Yeah.
That's because this one is something about the machine domain, so you're local, so you just put in a 3rd
Yeah.
slash. And after that, it's just like you're in your root directory, and you type in, for me, users, me, documents, and we call it package 2. Package 2, right? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, assuming I got it all typed correctly, folks. By the way, if I don't know if I have it typed correctly, last time I tried this didn't work. But the first time I did this, I know I used a web browser to confirm my location. And I'm going to pull that whoops, I have mine maximized. Let me find another window here. I have a feeling this won't work though, so I'm probably wasting a little time here, but let's try. So this is one of the tricks that I learned to confirm my local file directory repositories.
You should see a directory here,
should see
right?
it, but it's
You don't.
there's no HTML page there, so maybe it was with a different browser. I don't know. Anyways, I know I did something like this last time, but anyways, it doesn't matter. I got it right. If you're not sure, just check your spelling and then add the junk on the front. File : double slash this way. Or
3 of them.
Triple, yeah, thank you. All right, cool. Now, if you got that right, you get this new handy little thing that's asking you about versions, branch, and commit. So in my case, I'm just going to grab whatever's on the main branch. That's like the release branch. I'm not going to have rules for versions. Maybe if I was pulling it from GitHub and I had a lot of worries about new versions, I might do this. But this is local. This is all within the family here. It's all on the one machine. So I'm just going to take the main branch. Commit means you could, I'm guessing at this, but maybe there's a tag you could put in there to pick something up. All right, so it's resolving, checking out, boom, look at that. Look, there's that library or library. And I'm going to add it to this target. I'm going to like click on this because I've never actually, so you could pick what target to add it to. I've never bothered to click on that before. I've always hit finish. All right, boom. So now it's added. You see the project. You see the package. I can click on target really quick. And you see frameworks, libraries, embedded content is listed here as package. The tests, nothing special there. Nothing special there. But DoorRinger is the main app. And it's listed, it comes up under frameworks, libraries, embedded content. Okay?
Okay.
So it's there. Now let's see if this bloody thing even works. All right, so now, remember, you can see, by the way, you see the package hanging out down here.
Yeah.
And let's go in and let's change the code. And let's try to use George. Hey, George, how's it going? What is your greeting today? All right, so that should give us, that should populate that text. But notice this.
The compiler is unhappy
Cannot
with you.
find George in scope. What's going on, David?
I do not know why.
Yeah,
You've got to import. You got to do an import statement up there.
Oh, good point.
You got to import package 2.
In fact, there's package 2. You see it there as got the M on there for, I don't know, module apparently.
Module, yeah, is best I could come up with.
And now, let's do a compile. Now, what's it saying?
Inaccessible due to.
Let's get this smaller. Due to internal initializer is inaccessible due to internal protection level.
Yeah.
David, that was the final version of the package. I can't go change the final version and make another version, can I?
Well, I hope you can, but final's not final. I mean,
Oh, my goodness.
did
No,
you
I've
mean
never
they're
actually
never?
tried to change it in this view. I don't think I can do that. But so this is what I usually do is I'm gonna, let's see, where's my other Xcode window? Let's go back to the other project. So window, we're going to package 2, the other Xcode project. And we got to go make an adjustment because, by the way, folks, if you don't declare a initializer, like all these years you've been using Swift code, you've never paid any attention to your initializer accessibility.
Auto-generated, yeah.
Because you're always working internally inside your single monolithic app. But now we're not a single monolithic app. We have 2 tiers now. So we got to like actually explicitly declare the init function, but make it public. Public init.
Oh, how about that?
All right. and save it. And now it still won't, I have to check it in because I'm in a different project now. Well, wait, we should probably run our tests, huh?
Yeah. Do you want to write a test for that init that you wrote code without a test for,
I know,
young man?
right. So the question is would we write a test for an init
For
function?
an empty init function.
Right. But the only way to test it is to be outside the package. So right now, I would say this to you, David. I don't know how to write a test specifically for that other than trying to create a dependency on it and use it somewhere. So in this case, I don't know how within my package, how to test that within my package. I suppose I could, there's a possibility I could write a runtime test for and check for accessibility on it and have it fail if it's not public.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a head scratcher.
That may not be hard. That may not be hard to do, but I feel like we would be. We have a check. We'd have to do a Google search. Right? We may not like what we learn. Oh well, let's do one quick Google search. That's worth one quick Google search. But by the way, folks, what will happen is if I don't, we have a class. We have a project that's trying to use it right now. And so in a way, that's a test, but it's not a unit test at all.
Not a very repeatable test.
Right. And so if you're building libraries, though, this would actually, and you're building a lot of things that are public, this probably would be a sensible type test to put in there. A way to make sure that you're making your, what you want to make external, actually external. You know what, David? This is probably how I would solve it in real life, is I would make another project, and its job was just to
verify your interface.
All my public things in the package, and that's if it can, that's the pass criteria. If it can't, it'll throw it won't even compile. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah.
I wonder if there's not a better way. Google this up.
I would probably here. Let's try. All right. What's it called? This is a package. This is a protection. What are those? Are accessibility. Accessibility. I don't think I'm going to find it. So, because right now the compiler is what's telling us, it's our feedback mechanism right now. So if you're doing this for reals and you're making a library, this is what's coming off the top of my head, is I would make another another project that depended on all of the public API and just try to instantiate it. And I wouldn't even have to write any XC tests. I would just let the compiler run. And if the compiler could compile the code, that's pass. If the compiler can't compile the code, my continuous integration signals there's a failure. And now we know that the contract of accessibility has been broken. Oh, look at this. I think XCUY test. Oh, that's a different kind of accessibility. Is there another word for this, David?
No, it's access. Yeah, I think access is the right word. In the
message you gave me. Oh, we're in Door Ringer. Let's go back to Door Ringer. See what the error message was. Door Ringer. Content view. Initializer is inaccessible due to internal protection level. Let's search for protection level. Protection. Oh, I got tests in there many times, but anyways. How to unit test private methods, testing private methods. All right. I think we're ahead of the curve here. I don't see access control, code organization. Yeah. Right now, the compiler's telling us what the problem is. And so, that would work. And then you wouldn't have to even write all those tests, because think about all those tests you'd have to write. But here you still have to write a function that loads up, or you'd make a file, you'd make a Swift function that would access everything or try to instantiate everything that was in there that's public and let it fail if it can't. All right, so this is working. We don't know how to write a unit test for that, and I don't know. We may have invented a new need for something like that. Okay, so let's check it in. Commit. Well, shoot, David, this is going to be. Is this now the final draft? Do I get to say that again?
Final.
Right. That's the only change is that init. Final draft of package. This time, David really means it.
I really mean it this time. I promise never to change it ever again.
No more changing requirements, David. Stop changing requirements. All right, so now we go over here, and if I just hit compile, folks, what's going to happen is, oh, it's analyzing it. It took longer than I thought. It didn't pick up my changes. David, do you have a suggestion why that happened?
Didn't pick up your changes.
Yeah.
You've got to do the Swift package repackagerize.
Yeah.
You've got to ask the package manager to go out and get your new package.
Yeah. So, folks, anytime a
It
package
becomes
is
hard.
updated, you don't know. There's no notification. There was no pop-up. Hey, Apple, if there was a cool pop-up Xcode that told me that package had been updated, that'd be helpful information. You know what, though? I feel like I get those sometimes. But it might be because I'm not using GitHub. Anyways, so here we are. We go to Swift, packages under File, and we go to Update Latest Package for update to the latest. All right, boom. And compile. That's probably not the right button. All right, build succeeded. So there we are. The compilation passed. Now if we run the test, launching door ringer on our iPod Touch 7th generation. You think there'll be an 8th generation, David?
Of iPod Touches? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think 12th generation of the phone.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think that one's left behind.
I don't know.
I don't even know if they make the iPod Touch anymore. I guess.
Well, I mean, this one, the software version is iOS 14.
Yeah.
iPod Touch 7th generation, whatever that means. So yeah, there it is. George says hello world. We can rotate George. George still says hello world sideways. George says it
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that's working the right way. This message used to just say hello world. Now it says George says hello world.
Yeah, that works. Right. Do you know how to switch to dark mode? Ooh, that's a tough one. I forget how to switch to dark mode, but it's the simulator has some way to switch to dark mode. I forget how to do it. There's probably a shortcut key to doing it.
Oh, there's a shortcut key. You don't actually have to go in and click.
You want me to Google that one for you?
No, it's all right. I think we got the point. All right, here. So then back on camera. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to drop my share. You should turn on. Well, do you have any questions, David, before I drop?
All right, so you got packages, but you have a Swift package dependency, and I have what's called a local package or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more. What is it you're looking at that makes you?
Well, so in my code, I have the package is part of my project.
You have the package as part of your project.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at that. Why don't you go ahead and...
Okay, I'll share my screen if I can figure out how to do it.
Let's see here. Let me get up there. There's...
All right, my screen is up there. I think you should be able to see it now.
Okay, one second. let's see, that's me. Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. And you're back. Wow, that's cool. That wasn't so painful. I just thought I'd have to faff around with the cameras, but yes, you're there, floating head and all.
All right, so you see, in my Inspire Me package, which is named wrong, we talked about that, I have DeckPackLib package,
Oh,
which
and it
is
does look like it's
in here
in
inside my project. So it's living with my project, it's checked in with my project, it's versioned with my project and everything, whereas yours is a completely external package dependency manager
yeah.
thing. So I think that's why they use the term local package and non-local package. I don't know what, but yours
There's a difference. Yes.
through package manager.
Let
Yeah.
me see if we can. All right. Let's see if we do have time to chase this around a little bit. I think so. Let me. I'm trying to figure out how to get this on a split screen. I think I can do that. Let's try. And maybe we can. Okay. All right. I have this now on a split screen. I want to make the screen a little. The split's not very fair, David. I have yours screen on a tiny, tiny piece. Anyways, I don't know why I can't change the size of that, and it's just not going to let me. Okay, so it won't let me. So what would we look at? Like, what would we do? You know, I feel like you're somehow linking. Okay, here's a question for you, David. Do you think that you can instantiate classes that aren't public in your situation?
No, I don't think I could.
Okay. So for example, let's take a look at your work here.
Yeah, like I had
to. Oh, they all have publics.
Yeah, I had to make a lot. I had to put a public on front of everything.
Okay. So you have public inits on your classes.
Do I have a public
You're
init?
right, though. If you have to put a public on anything, you're going to have a public init.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think you're linking differently somehow. I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. If you want to try something different, I would back up this code and make another copy, make a duplicate, and then throw away the DeckPackLib, remove it, and then try to add it. Like, do you think you added it in the same workflow I did, where I did add dependency?
No, I didn't. I followed a workflow for doing a local package, and I think in extracting my code into a local package, I did something a little bit different, and definitely I don't know where it comes from. But
so you have linked binary with libraries. Let me flip over to mine now. See what mine says. Yeah, mine's different. Mine says mine shows up under framework, libraries, embedded content. So I think I recall you saying you had a fight with the linker at one point. I don't know if there's a relationship with that or not, but
well, I fight with just about all the code there is, so I'm always in a fight.
You're a pugilist. You're a TDD pugilist.
I don't know that word, but okay.
It's an old term for boxer. You like to use your fists. I think it's, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. If you care, that's an experiment. Is to again, I would duplicate this so you have a.
Well, I don't really want a separate package lib that I have to maintain, because then I have to figure out how I would maintain that and put it up into the App Store. And
interesting point too. So that's a good question, because I don't know the answer to that. So audience, if I what is the word here? How do I publish? Is it called publish to the App Store?
Yeah.
If I publish that app to the App Store, what would happen? Would it bring the dependency with it, or is it going to? Is there a magic that would happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either. Apparently, I've
that's a
got to
good
publish
question.
that app now to try out this out.
Yeah, well, that might be tough, but you do. Then I think in your situation, you've got to publish the library and the app. And the way I've got it linked locally, I only have to publish the app because I've actually published it already. I've got it on the test. What's it called? Test flight.
Can
So,
you
yeah.
can you edit in that dependency? Like, can you go over to Card Swift and change the code over on?
Yeah.
So
Over here?
yeah, and what does that change? Like, can you? What happens when you check it in now? Do you create a branch just within this world, or is that a branch back at the? You do have a separate project for this DeckPackLib, right? I think you have to.
Yeah.
So if you change code here, does that, and you do a commit, does that also commit into your repository for your DeckPackLib?
Yeah, because they're conjoined.
Okay.
There is no separate, like on GitHub, there doesn't exist a DeckPackLib project. There's only one project here.
Oh my goodness. So they're not separated. What in the world?
Yeah, they're
This is a
conjoined.
weird animal. So you have a package that's embedded inside of this, and
It's called a local package.
So here's the problem, David. Remember those 500 developers you have working for you in the garage? You know, Texas, they have really big garages. I'm telling you, folks, you just don't.
They don't scream very often.
Until you see the Texas garage.
They do not scream very often, so don't bring them up.
So if you have 500 developers out there, depending on this live, and they have like, say, I don't know, 100 different apps depending on that library.
Well, they're all working on a different app.
Right.
Yeah.
But now somebody's going to update. Somebody says, "Oh, I need to do a change in the package." So how is that going to work? Where's the single source of truth for that package among those 500 people, so that when that one developer updates something in the package, it gets pushed out to everybody else?
There is no single source anymore.
Yeah. So I think
There's multiple sources of truth.
So I would say strategically, if you have 500 people in the garage, this is not the right solution for you. What you've achieved, David, is modularity for one person or for many people, as long as you don't. But you've left the problem behind about updating. So another example is you're using View Inspector in that in the baseball app, right? And you're depending on it.
Yeah.
If Alexi updates it, if he updates it, you have the ability to update your local copy, because I think it's linked differently. It's not embedded inside.
It's a dynamic link. And
yeah. So now I guess we have a little research project we've discovered.
Yeah.
Is that, can you link to packages not statically and still publish in the App Store? I don't know. Huh. Guess we'll save that for later, because I don't know the answer.
That's a little research. We'll find that out and get back to you.
Yeah, because otherwise your 500 developers are going to be not wanting to update that package.
I mean, some of them are I might have to cull some of that bunch.
I mean, how do you get all those cubicles in a 8-car garage? I don't know.
It's just, well, we went vertical, okay?
It's 2 stories. Yeah. It's like one of those RV garages with a really tall door.
Yeah. Yeah, we went vertical.
There's ladders and catwalks. This is like a Star Trek episode.
Well, we have a height limit on people. You probably wouldn't pass our initial.
There we are. I couldn't be a jet pilot either.
Yeah. So we have a height limit of about 5'10" and below.
Okay. Well, hey, David. I think that's it from my side. Shall we close the show? I think
I learned a lot. Yeah. I think we're about full.
All right, folks. So you got yourself so folks, if you can back up, and if you missed something, go back and rewind the show and learn how to make a package, how to embed it into your iOS app. What you don't know yet is how to publish that iOS app, which may work smoothly somehow using who knows what, or
Apple Magic.
you got to embed it like David has, but there's a problem if you have a lot of people working in there. I'm not sure how. I don't know, David. It might work. So you are linking to the GitHub repository. Like, what happens when you go to? Sorry, quickly. Can you do an update on that package? Is there
I'll
an
go to the
update
GitHub
button?
repository.
No, I don't mean a search. I meant go into your Xcode. Oh.
You want me to break something?
Yeah,
don't
we're
you?
gonna
You're
break
always
everything.
like
I'm gonna
that.
leave the show with a breakage. So if you do
Yeah.
it, can you do under File and Swift Packages and update to latest package version? How would that?
That has no
Running
effect on this
Agile.
project because this project's not using any packages. Because
Oh,
you
it's
don't
not
see
using
it.
packages, and yet it looks
Yeah,
like it
you don't
because
see
there's
it
one
down
hanging
here.
out there. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I have a question to ask out on the Twitters to folks who are publishing apps, see if they've made any packages and how they've been publishing them.
That's a good question about dynamic libraries and who's in control of them and stuff. So
Oh,
yeah,
we stumped ourselves again with a new question at the end of the show.
we always have questions, don't we?
Well, that's
We're learning.
never-ending. The search for truth is never ending, David.
The search for truth. Yeah. Well, I had fun.
Me too.
Cheers.
Hey, folks, go have a nice Friday. This is Xcoding out.